That's great. I mean, I know that a lot of people feel the way that you do, but yet they're not at the forefront of this movement. So we're so happy that you are. And people sometimes are also a little bit surprised that kids with autism don't get coverage for these services. I mean, I know that I was shocked when I learned that if the very same problems were due to an auto accident or some other kind of an injury, all these therapies would be covered. But because of the diagnosis of autism, as you said, it's excluded and they're not covered. So can you help our viewers understand a little bit about why legislation is needed and what would happen for families when these bills become law?
Well, it's needed because it's very expensive as a family to cover. It costs up to $50,000 a year to treat a child with autism, and most families don't have an extra $50,000 just laying around. And what these bills would do would require the insurance companies to end the discrimination that right now exists, and they would have to pay for recognized, medically proven treatments and diagnosis. So it would make all the difference. Kids would be able to get the treatments that they need when they need them.
And without breaking the bank, right?
Without breaking the bank.
So hearing that, I mean, it seems like a done deal. It seems like legislation should just, of course, already be there, or that it should be widely supported. And as we know, many other states do have mandates, and still other states are in the position that we're in Michigan, of working to pass these laws. But it's sometimes a surprise to other people that there is pretty strong opposition to these bills, and it's not so much that people are opposed to helping children with autism, but they do oppose these bills. Can you help us understand a little bit about why some groups might be opposing these mandates?
Some of the opposition is opposed to mandates. They just feel that any mandate is bad regardless, and they just take that position that just mandates are all bad, and they're just not movable on that. But even some of them, once they actually hear why we're asking for this, they're shocked because they just don't understand. They think that we're asking for better coverage. They don't understand that we don't have any. And then there's the groups that say that it will cost too much. Mm-hmm. And the others, a lot of the labor groups are opposed because they feel that they should be able to bargain, that they should have the right to choose which health options they want to use at the bargaining table.
Okay. So, and again, you hit on one of the other things, one of the other points I want to make is that one of the big misconceptions is that these bills will be very expensive, that helping to insure, I mean, you said that it could be up to $50,000 a year for some children for their therapies, but some people are saying, well, that's just going to cost too much. That's going to cost the insurers and the small businesses too much money, and we simply can't afford to do it much as we would like to. What's wrong with that statement? Why is that not true?
Because it would cost about the price of a child's Happy Meal. It's less than $4 a month, less than 1% increase. And in states that have had this, like Indiana, for example, has had their law in the books for 7 years, and they have actually shown no detectable increase in premiums.
And it seems to the layperson like you, and well, not you, you're not really a layperson in this field, but to lay people or to people who are new to the field, it seems like, how can that be? But one of the other things that I've been hearing is that the more that we could pay for these services now, the cost to society would be that much less in the future. So maybe you could talk a little bit about that, how, sort of front-loading our expenses would actually be much wiser and save some money.
Right. For a small increase, like I said, less than $4 a month, it'll save approximately $2.8 million per child over their lifetime. And those costs, a lot of them are state costs, but even the insurance companies would save in the long run. It would decrease the special education. Right now the schools are overwhelmed, that they don't have the personnel. They can't afford it. They're all in financial difficulties, and it would save millions of dollars in special education costs. And then there's the long-term care. These children can become productive citizens with jobs that pay taxes rather than becoming wards of the state dependent on state aid.
Great. Well, I'm convinced. The House bills have made it through one hurdle. As our viewers may be interested in knowing, they have passed through what's called the Health Policy Committee of the House of Representatives. They have not yet gone to a vote to the full floor of the House. What are the next steps after that?
The next step is the full floor vote. which should be happening pretty soon. And then after that, we need to get through committee in the Senate, and then a Senate vote, a floor vote, and then hopefully to the governor's desk.
That would be wonderful. And so there are a lot of hurdles, as we said, to go through. What are some of the things that our viewers can do to help rally around this cause, to help fight for insurance coverage for children in Michigan?
The most important thing they can do is contact their legislators, their representatives, their senators, and ask them to support these bills, which is House Bill 4183 and 4476,
Okay.
and Senate Bill 359 and 360. They can also join our group. Anybody's welcome. And they can just go to our blog and sign up there, which is www.autisminsuranceMI.blogspot.com.
Okay, great. And once they sign up there, what will they be getting?
They'll get updates via email from us. If there's an urgent vote, we do ask people to put their address and their phone number in so that we know which district they live in. If we need to rally particular legislators, then we might actually call, but mostly it'll be updates via email and action alerts.
Great. And I know from my perusing of the website that there are also templates for letters that you can write, and obviously you can change those to your own needs and make them personal. And I think that I had heard through the grapevine that really those letters do make a big difference, phone calls and letters. Emails are wonderful, but that personal touch, so if the viewers can think about that, I know also on the website you can click pretty easily to find out who it is that you should be sending these to or who you should be calling. And I know that this really does make a difference. So,
Yeah.
so that's one thing, is that they can just our viewers can become better informed on the issues. What are some other things? Is there anything else you can think of that would be a good call to action for our viewers?
I think you said the personal visits. Anybody that can possibly do it, you can meet with your legislators in district or in Lansing. They're in Lansing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, in district Mondays and Fridays. And if anybody thinks that they feel nervous about visiting with them, they can just contact me. You can click to send me an email, and I will actually talk you through it, or I'll go with them. So.
Perfect. Nothing like that personal touch, right, to have you alongside. Thank you again, Ann, for being with us and for sharing with our viewers all the ins and outs of this kind of complicated but very important issue. And thanks again for watching Spreading Hope.
We are all bound together by friendship or family. At some point in your life, you will be touched by autism. And when that time comes, be open, be educated, be kind, and never give up on hope.
With every breaking dawn, a brand new child is born. Someday they'll be full of hopes and dreams. It won't be very long till they move out on their own, 'cause that's the way that life's supposed to be. But something isn't right. There's a lost look in their eyes. They're crying out, why can't you just see?